Hello everybody, my name is HoodieAce. Today I'm going to talk about something I wanted to touch on in my last video, but I couldn't because I didn't talk about Loki in my last video at all. Hell, I didn't even use him, okay? So, yeah. That just goes to show why I didn't talk about this earlier. I really wanted to talk about which is better out of the two, Loki Prime or Ash Prime, or Loki or Ash, since they're all practically pretty much the same thing. This has been argument that's been going on in my clan lately about which is better, Loki and Ash. Obviously, it doesn't really even matter which one is better, because each Warframe is I don't have a survival in here, do I? Each Warframe is made to help somebody's playstyle, like help influence somebody's playstyle. So if you're more of a damage doer, you want to kill everything, Ash is the way to go. But if you like supporting and maybe being a bit more stealthier than Ash, then you go with Loki. I'll get on to that later. But there actually is a clear answer about which of the two is better. So we're going to talk about that right now. As you can see, I'm using Loki Prime because I don't have Ash or Ash Prime, but I have owned Ash in the past, so I'm not being completely biased when I make this video, but take it with a grain of sugar, because I don't like salt. I mean, I like, okay, moving on. Anyway, so let's talk about each frame individually. Armor, shields, health. Obviously, they have the same armor. Well, going based off of what I know, I think Loki Prime and regular Ash have the same armor, while Ash Prime has more armor than Loki Prime, which is okay. And Ash Prime has more health than Loki, which also makes sense. So in that department, Ash is the clear winner. He's definitely more suited for survivability without his abilities needed to be used. Next up, Loki obviously has more energy. I mean, my Loki Prime can use 569 energy, and that's without a max Prime Flow. My Prime Flow is like 3 ranks away from being maxed, so there we go. That's a clear winner. I'm not really sure about Ash Prime because I don't have Ash Prime, and if somebody could tell me, that would make my life much easier. But, you know, for now, I'm just gonna roll with what I know. And I know that Loki has almost 600 energy without a max Prime Flow, so I'm just gonna assume that Loki has more, considering that he held the title for most energy before Volt Prime came out. Next up, we've got their actual abilities. Well, let's talk about Loki's first, since I actually know all of his by heart. First off, we have Decoy, which I will admit sucks, but it does have its own uses, and it is practical. I mean, it's not like you never use Decoy. I mean, people use Decoy for many reasons. I mean, either you're switch teleporting it, or you just want to draw fire away from you. It works. It really does. It's just not as good as Hall of Mirrors, not even at all. Next we have invisibility. Invisibility is great. Really, it is. It's one of Loki's best abilities, and I would say the best, if only he could survive with. He could survive without it. That's the thing. Actually, no, I take that back. He cannot survive without invisibility. Invisibility all the way. Next, we have Switch Teleport. One of his other... Okay, this isn't what I expected it to be, but still, I mean, it's a good ability. People use it for some stuff. Switch Teleport is one of those in the heat of the moment kind of abilities. You use it, but only when you either really have to, or when you just want to be a jerk and Switch Teleport somebody back in the heat of battle when they're taking a break, trying to recharge shields. Oh, I know that feel. Or the person running in front of you, and you want to get ahead of them, and you switch teleport them back to where you were, but since that but since you have to stand still after you switch to teleport, you're actually not really gaining that much ground. I'm sorry, I've had to deal with jerks like that in the past. It just is. I mean, while switch teleport is a good ability and it lets you abuse your power, feeling like a Grenier commander, it really isn't really much. Not really. It doesn't do much damage, or if any at all, and there's really nothing about it that makes it special, except for the, comedic effects. Next, and finally, we have Radial Disarm. For this, I guess I'll just call it Radiating Disarm, since if you don't have a Radiating Disarm on your Loki Prime, you probably have no idea what I can't shoot. You probably have no idea what you're doing at all. Radiating Disarm is great. It takes what we loved about the original Radial Disarm and what we love about Nyx's Chaos ability, and mixes it into one. It is truly a great ability, and is totally not overrated at all. And I say that without a great deal of sarcasm in my voice, even though it sounds like it. I truly think that Irradiating Disarm is a good ability, and the augment mod of the same name is great. Actually, no, I'm confusing you, aren't I? I'm calling it Irradiating, and you know what? I already explained it earlier. Screw it. Now for Ash's abilities, and since I barely even remember these, I'm just gonna do my best to get this as accurately as possible. Sorry, I have like this weird speech impediment thing. Why am I even a YouTuber? Anyway, first we have Shuriken, or as I like to call, the Ninja Star, which is practically the same thing. I just like calling it Ninja Star better because screw society. Anyway, Shuriken is exactly what it sounds like. You throw a shuriken. From what I've seen, it really doesn't do much damage, especially at the end game, because I could not hit anything and kill it on a T3. Not even a T3. I mean, while it is a good ability just to have fun with on lower tiers and maybe even the star chart, it just becomes boring after a while, especially in T4. Just saying. Next up we have Smoke Bomb, which is whatever. I don't know what the name is. Okay, it's basically invisibility, but with shorter duration. And in my opinion, looks a lot cooler than invisibility. Not gonna lie. I mean, seriously, it's a smoke bomb. You have no idea how many times I said smoke bomb before throwing it down. Too bad I didn't record any of those, because those were hilarious. Until one time I said smoke bomb and got nuked. So, I mean, yeah. While the duration isn't as long as Loki's, it still looks much cooler and is just as efficient. Just minus the duration part. Next, we have Teleport, which I find much more fun and much more practical than Switch Teleport. Teleport does the same thing as Switch Teleport, except not switching it. All it does is just teleport you behind the target, and you can even use a finishing blow if you're going stealthy mode. If you hit the melee button right after, you get it, okay? You can even use a finishing melee thing to take out the enemy, which is great. I wish Switch Teleport. Augment Mon, please. Please. Next, we have Blade Storm, everybody's favorite. Oh, wait, Peacemaker or Miasma? Is it Peacemaker? Okay. One of the Warframe's favorite overpowered ult, next to Peacemaker and Miasma. What Blade Storm is, it practically is just a giant cutscene where everybody glows red or something, and Ash, kills them all, or at least it appears that way. I'm getting wrecked, but it would appear that way. Basically a bunch of Ash clones going around while you kill 2 or 3 of the enemies highlighted, while the other clones go around actually killing all the other ones that you don't see on the screen. I gotta admit, this is one of my favorite abilities just because of how cool it looks, but can we talk about how stupid this ability is actually? What? Did I just say that? Anyway, how about how stupid this ability is actually I can't shoot. How stupid this ability is in the endgame. I tried using it in T4s, but it didn't kill anything. You didn't mod it right, dude. I had everything. I even threw on a transient fortitude and said screw smoke screen. Ah, that's the name of it. Yes. I even said screw smoke screen. And I just decided just to go with pure damage, and I still couldn't take out anything. Max rank Ash. I'm going to die. I mean, so that's something to take into account for. I mean, really. As for overall design and, you know, which one looks cooler, I'd have to admit that Ash Prime looks boss. But original Ash is much harder to, what's the word I'm looking for? Customize. Really, his arms are so weird. There's a whole color slot just for his arms. Like, what? Couldn't you make the arms, like, not one solid color? I don't even think they're not even one solid color with the skin. And is there even a skin for Ash? I don't know. There's one for Loki. Tell you that. I'm dying right now. Only lasted about 9 minutes. That is horrible. Anyway, what really, really bothers me about the way Ash looks, original Ash, is that, well, he looks sort of cool. If you look at him for too long, you start to think, wow, Ash is pretty ugly. I guess you could say the same thing for Loki and Loki Prime, but man, that's the way I thought about when I looked at Ash. Just after a while, I just got tired of looking at his face and had to sell him. I might recraft him or just get Ash Prime, because I hear Ash Prime is really, really good. I don't know how hard it is to craft Ash Prime, but I will assume, if I'm assuming correctly that is, that it's about the same. Are the arms one solid color or no? Anyway, customization aside, let's just talk about the verdict. Well, while this is sort of opinionated, I guess, because I think Loki is amazing, and I think Ash is also amazing, I think the more versatile, the more fun frame is Loki. While Ash is great for dealing damage, is one of my favorite frames, even though I sold him, which I kind of regret, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna go get Ash Prime. But the thing about Loki that makes him so fun is that he's pretty much everybody's go-to frame. You can use him for just about any mission, and his abilities don't ever lose their appeal, especially during the end game. When you're trying to survive, boom, radial disarm, boom, invisibility. And oh man, you can't do any damage. That's why we have weapons. Stop relying on your abilities, you nit. Probably a try-hard 12-year-old. Anyway, this video is over. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you're an Ash lover, by the way, this is a great build for Loki. I mean, seriously, look at it. It's pretty good. If you're an Ash lover or a Loki lover, just tell me in the comments, and hope you guys enjoyed this. HoodieAce out.